Ardaphobius fell off.
Yeah, he just fell into the dirt, but I don't know. This could work just because, again, what we saw previously from teams that have drafted in the Matilda, it extends these fights and kind of gives you a lot of avenues to move around with. I think that's one of the upper hands of the Matilda and why we see some teams go ahead and prioritize that. Now, with Valentina in the hands of Rosa, I will say, probably the best Valentina we've seen so far throughout the tournament. Very fancy with what ultimates are stolen and how they're utilized, actually, in the hands of Rosa. So you guys can let us know, too, who you think is going to get the upper hand here. We're jumping into the Land of Dawn. It's game one in this semifinal match between Aurora Gaming and BIGETRON by Vitality. Again, the team that wins this will move forward to face Onic in the grand final, and the team that loses will play in the third place match.
I love the stories for both teams coming in this bout. Again, Aurora Gaming holding on to that final boss status out of MSC despite dropping in the top 8. There's still a team to be feared, reaching new peaks. While BTR, they're still trying to, bask in that glow of their championship season. First across the river will be BTR Vitality. You can see just the priority Matilda gets, despite, in my opinion, BTR being a little slower on the uptake because their side lanes are kind of difficult to work on. It's the mid that they have priority over. At least they can rest their laurels on that. Oh, wait. Moreno finds Rosa, forced to flicker out. I call that a technical knockout.
Yeah, that's good. This is what you kind of expect, Leo. If you just get a battle spell out before that first turtle, I think that's, value that you can't deny. They do get that out of Rosa, which, again, not having it doesn't mean that we won't see Aurora Gaming contest for the first turtle. It's one of the things, you just get to level 4. You might be able to go ahead and get some good usage out of an ultimate. But one thing, too, is Moreno, man, with the arrows. This is why we have talked about just how good he is on the Selena. Such a maestro, literally, with the Selena. And we saw it, yesterday, man. It just seemed like he was making these crazy angle shots with the Abyssal Arrow, which then just allowed Nile to kind of swoop in and make it happen, So hopefully there's a plan here for Aurora.
You're talking about the young 20-year-old Marcel Juan Moreno Sinolunga. As early as 2023, we've seen him, punch way above his weight class, at least in terms of the Indonesian realm of MLBB. But now he's on a world tour. But as we were, speaking his praise, Aurora just snuck that turtle through. Tienzy gets it. Shogun with the flicker coming in, engages.
Whoa.
That is a by Rosa. He's in too deep. BIGETRON draws first blood.
I don't know if Rosa meant to go ahead and just do that or wanted to try to potentially survive with the stolen circling eagle, but not ending up where you wanted to be, So you face of death. Your flicker is going to be back up here in a bit, but obviously recalibrate. Whoa.
Lunar! Oh, that's the reason why the Phobius was just such an easy pick. Again, they were winning the side lane already. I think they needed a quick rotation there from Pagu to get there, but Moreno looking to burst down. By Moreno, he survives.
Yeah, he's a tree,
Oh! Tienzy knocks out Eman! Just like that!
Well, he's not a tree, so Eman gets punched a couple times and falls down. A good find here for Aurora Gaming, and that's going to be some extra gold going in the hands of Siggy Boom. Now, man, this Melissa, we have to talk about it a little bit, just how successful it's been. It's the most picked hero behind the Valentina, and with a current win rate of 64%. Again, that's just how strong it's been. And part of that strength is the zoning capabilities with the muddles. I think that's one of the main things, because even if you're approaching a base, you're trying to knock down some of the turrets, the zoning of muddles, and then once you have your stacked items, Siggy Boom's going to be a big problem for BIGETRON by Vitality. So it's like, okay, we're going to go and commit to this. You have to almost burst her down before she even gets a chance to pop the ultimate to, go away from me, basically.
Yep, it's a wayward Hanabi, maybe a better Hanabi, as some would say. Looking at the map right now, BIGETRON, despite some odd trades, are still up by about 200, 300 gold. First to the scene again is Aurora Gaming. Pagu zoning out Finn. Tienzy laying down the smackdown on the turtle. Here's a real circling eagle from Finn. And now Pagu looking for it. An amazing taunt here via the enchanted ult. And they take down Shogun. BIGETRON by Vitality weren't ready for that.
Yeah, they weren't ready. Even as tanky as Shogun is, it seems like Aurora Gaming is just so quick to say, you know what, let's just go for this objective. Let's secure ourselves the turtle, put ourselves in this position. We don't have to force all these fights if we don't want to. If we happen to pick someone off, great, but let's just go ahead and get objectives. And now they slowly compound with that decision to build up on a gold lead. And again, playing the long game here. They're playing against the Matilda. Pagu.
In comes the rest of them.
Oh.
Now Rosa gets away, survives, and Pagu punches Nile right in the face just to stop them from finding more. Aurora Gaming now up by about 1,000 and change. Again, even survives in mid. We know that mid is where BIGETRON by Vitality should be pushing. That's what they sacrifice the side lanes for. But Aurora are denying even that.
Again, this is why, you know, you got to give it up to Rosa. Rosa has to deal with a lot of pressure, but Rosa's still able to survive, you know, flicker down again. So we'll see if BIGETRON by Vitality takes that information and says, you know what, let's go for Rosa one more time, try to go ahead and get a kill in our hands. But they're also slowly just kind of responding that. If Aurora Gaming doesn't get caught, then just keep up with it. Farm, get to the point where you need to be. If they give up the next turtle, though, I'd be surprised. But I don't think that's going to put BIGETRON by Vitality in any rough situation leading into the first Lord once we get there, because they've just been able to go ahead and capitalize on a farm. Again, it's been a while, right, for the Claudes to really kind of shine the way they have in the meta, but it can still happen. Even though Emon faced a first death,
Lunar has 4 on him. Answers with an I'm offended, and the flicker takes out Finn. Trades out. Again, he knew he was going to die, but the fact that he took one along the way means the world to Aurora Gaming.
You going with me if I go down too is basically what Lunar said. And, you know, so I don't think that's too bad. And now the turtle's up. They can make a move here. BIGETRON is around, though. And they're going to bring Finn back to this fight. So no take on the turtle just yet. Tienzy, half health, but he's going to be fine. Still has that purple buff on him, too. But they're going to finally face off against this turtle. Past 2, we haven't seen that by BTR. But now Aurora Gaming in position. It's going to clear out the mid wave here, but they're looking for their own opening.
Eyes on Pagu. A flicker, Wrath of the Dryads could change things. Procs that second skill, finds Emon, force him to BMI back. Nanael holding this fence brush. Emon AOT into that pixel, finds a couple. Flicker Darkwave once again from Shogun, turns everything sideways. But Aurora Gaming still find him! The pickoff and the turtle! The Turkish squad are 3 for 3.
Objectives are what they wanted, and Shogun. And they found him twice now. They're looking for more.
They'll convert straight into a tier 1 in mid. Sigiboom unbothered. I bet his brother Apex 47 is watching from the sidelines. That's my brother.
Yeah, he's definitely feeling good about it. Sigiboom starting to get online here. Very close to the Trinity. You can see it. He's got the 2 items locked in. Croesus Scythe, DHS. He's working on that golden staff. He is 1,000 gold ahead of Iman, which is great. Again, it's a great position to be in. Even in the jungle, you've got 1,000 gold difference. But so with Aurora Gaming having this kind of lead across these roles, it's more so of picking those fights. What I have liked is, you know, you haven't seen Pagu be too overzealous on trying to set things up with that Wrath of Dryad ultimate, because they have
Whoa! Hey!
Iman!
Violence from out of nowhere! Tienzy just clocked him! Stars! Emon's seeing stars right now! What was that? No, even Moreno! Tienzy finds another, and he might even get Nanael! Triple for Tienzy!
What are in those boxing gloves, man? Because
Dynamite.
Tienzy, I guess you don't bring gun to a boxing match. Man, Tienzy able to cap off multiple kills. And that's not who you want to deal with at this point. 4-0-2. They're already in the base.
Oh, at least they're trying. BIGETRON by Vitality do clear the minions. Shogun gets pulled in, but he's not having any of this. BTR get to keep their inhibitors, at least for now.
Okay, they keep the inhibitors up. I don't know. I'm sitting here scratching my head, Leo, because of just what do you do when you're getting bursted down that much? Who's going to be the one to face that front side? And I think that's why giving those early deaths and kind of delaying the tankiness of Shogun, because he died early on, really alleviated that pressure that Aurora Gaming had to deal with. And now this should just be a lord for them.
Joseph, here's the thing. It's not even real tankiness. Again, the reason why Afovius is able to hold the front line is because he's spell vamping. He's taking a little bit back, right? But Rose has anti-heal at this point. I don't know if Pagu has a dominance ice. He should at this point. And then Tienzy's burst is ridiculous.
Yeah, Pagu
so
might.
as cool as a flicker Dark Wave is coming from Shogun, you can't beat real tankiness, real front lines. If anything, Pagu's the only thing that's here. That's the closest to that definition.
Yeah, that's one of the main things there is, again, I think if you're trying to scrap up whatever you can, if you're BIGETRON by Vitality, it's kind of holding on up to this point because you don't want it to get out of control. You already have to deal with this Lord here, Leo. So you've got to deal with this Lord, maintain yourself in the game. Emon needs time to go ahead and catch up. They just don't have the itemization. And now this Lord charges in. Should take out this bottom turret as it does. Here the waves are pushing in.
Lunar looking for a lethal I'm offended. Jerkling comes in, plus a few Infernal Pursuits out of Shogun. They keep themselves up. No one has fallen just yet, but I can't say the same for the inhibitors inside BTR's base. The Lord gets taken care of. Couple of ults still online. For Aurora Gaming, they can still find that flicker. Wrath of the Dryads, but they will hold out. Again, the discipline out of the Turkish champions.
They might attempt this, though. They have a wave pushing in. Unless they go for an I'm offended combo. Let's see if they can end it.
Arrow thrown out. Flicker, Dark Wave once again from Shogun underneath the base. Pagu takes too many hits, but Eman falls first. 1-for-1 the trade, and they're still up. Shogun falls finally. Sigiboom gets free hits on him. Rosa with the flicker. Reposition, and now the back line. Sigiboom finds a couple, and now the base is exposed. It's just Moreno left, and he doesn't even want to give himself up. Aurora